Well, hello, everybody. Welcome to the Contentful Dev or not Dev Show. It's the Contentful Changelog Show. I have so many shows, I just can't keep track of all this stuff. It's something related to Contentful, that we know for sure. So, welcome to the Contentful Changelog Show. I'm Marcelo Lewin, the Headless Creator. You can see there's my contact information, Marcelo at headlesscreator.com. It is Friday today. I normally don't do a show, and why don't I do a show on Fridays? Usually because my gardener shows up, and because of COVID, we're stuck at home doing all this stuff. I don't know if you guys can hear, but he is here already. So I want to welcome not only you guys watching, but I want to welcome my gardener to one of my shows. We'll just go with there. But anyway, welcome to the show. Today we're going to be talking about the request verification for the app framework. But before we do that, and before I invite my special guest, David Fateh, let me go and tell you a little bit about the Contentful Changelog Show and headlesscreator.com. So if you are new to my shows, I have 5 different shows which you can check out under the headlesscreator.com website. And under shows, you'll see the 5 different shows. Today, we're doing the Contentful Changelog. Usually it's done on Thursdays. But we're doing a special one today. This is episode number 7, and it's going to appear here probably 15 minutes after we're done with the show. You'll be able to watch it on demand, and when you click on it, there'll be a link to the actual changelog entry. Today, we're going to be doing this one, the request verification for app framework. We're going to have David jump in just a minute and explain exactly what that means. There is a really good article that explains, it goes deeper into it as well. And I'm going to put these in the show notes, so you'll be able just to click on this information and be able to get that information. So again, just check out headlesscreator.com. Above me, you see all of my links. So follow me on LinkedIn, follow me on Twitter, follow me on YouTube. Just don't follow me home. That's all I ask. But follow me everywhere else. All right. Having said that, I'm going to go ahead and let's remove my screen here, and we'll bring in David.
Hey, how's it going?
Good. How are you?
Not bad. Excited to be back. Thanks for having me again.
Yeah, thanks for being back. I really appreciate it. You are a developer and evangelist at Contentful, right? Maybe give us a quick background of what you do there and how you got into that.
Sure, yeah. I started off at Contentful actually as a software engineer on the extensibility team, and I worked with the team to build the app framework, and also that was, augmenting the whole user interface extensions, as many people might know them, UI extensions. So the next evolution is the app framework, and as you know, you're doing the changelog show. You see that we have a lot of these new features for the app framework. And so what I'm working on now is just helping, translate these new features that we're working on to our developer community and getting people on board with understanding what we're doing and why the things we're doing, are going to be very helpful for them, or hopefully are very helpful for them. So that's kind of where I'm coming from in this.
And how did you get into development? Was this something you've always liked to do, or?
Yeah, well, actually, I didn't go to school for development, but I started building websites and things in my spare time. I'm sure, many people have that story. But yeah, I got into building websites, and actually, I think one of the first websites I built was WordPress. So I have, I have a little bit of scarring from that. But I went from building WordPress sites to exploring actually a lot of different CMSs, and then of course, kind of getting into a lot of different software engineering techniques, and eventually, going off and working on the CMSs that I used to work with. So it was a really cool, progression for me.
Right. But that's a real switch in mind frame, right? Going from like WordPress, because I used to do a lot of WordPress as well on the coding side as well, into a headless scenario, kind of.
Right.
I know they're starting to kind of migrate, right? They're offering some sort of REST API now, or they're trying to, right?
Yeah.
Where you can do that, but it's definitely a big change.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, when I was working with these things, the daily struggle, I guess, was to try and figure out how to hack together all of the custom functionality that you wanted using WordPress. And of course, If you didn't have much experience, I think the barrier to entry was a little bit high. You kind of had to really understand a lot of what was going on because everything was like baked into one package.
Mm-hmm.
So you had to understand, what the database is doing, how it's hooked up to the PHP server,
Right.
all that stuff. And I think, yeah, that's when these headless CMSs kind of came along and said, like, wait a second, you you can act on this data as a developer in a much easier way, and we can still provide like a meaningful user interface for people that just edit the data.
Right.
So that's kind of where we're coming from. And again, like what really drew me towards this work on the app framework, the stuff that I worked on as a developer at Contentful, was